And I'm with Twisted Trystan here at Twisted Tuesday, man. How are you doing, brother?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I just had a few questions, man. I just kind of want to understand your art form better, where you're from, how you even got into this. So my first question is, when and why did you get into the style of performing?
Well, it was about 2005 when I was staying with a friend and I was doing a small act that I never really put a lot of thought into called Diablo Sticks that I was really good at childhood and I picked up through. And I was performing this little act in someone's home, and I actually had someone look at me and stop what I was doing and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about running off and joining the circus?" I said, "No, but tell me more." And they said, "Well, if we teach you how to do fire eating and fire breathing, walking on glass, and drive a nail into your face, would you consider going on tour with us?" I said yes. And 2007, I ran off and joined the circus, quite literally.
Literally?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. What circus was it?
It was a small traveling sideshow called World of Wonders.
World of Wonders.
And it's the last of their kind. It's the last traveling 10-in-1 sideshow circus. And 10-in-1 is a very historical type of sideshow act where you go into a tent and you see 10 acts for one price.
Wow. Okay.
And I ran off with this type of circus, who's actually still going today. And it's going to be the last of its kind because sideshow is just changing exponentially across the globe.
So it's evolving, okay.
Evolving exponentially.
Are you solo right now? Are you still with them? Or do you still affiliate with them? Okay.
I was solo. I had a bit of where I kind of realized that my show, the one that I was doing by myself, has just not grown to the potential that I wanted it to.
Okay.
So I actually scoured all of Seattle looking for a good partner in crime to get involved with. And I found one. Her name is Kate Noir, and we just started talking like 2 months ago. And we have another 4 months until we were actually prepared to unveil our new show. But what I want to do is I want to take Sideshow up into the upper echelons of theater and create a deeply theater base with good lighting and good theater techniques and bring Sideshow to a whole nother level.
Okay. Wow, theater. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. All right, well, my next question is, how did you come up with the name Twisted Trystan?
Well, funny story is I was actually at a house party, and I was going across names for myself as a performer, and the one that I settled on was Master of Masochism. And it was a little showy, so I kind of kept it, but then I was at a party and someone said, "Man, Trystan, you're so twisted." And it went from there. So I became the Twisted Trystan Sideshow.
Which became Twisted Tuesday.
Which became Twisted Tuesdays here 6 years ago at Red Lion.
Okay, 6 years ago?
Yeah, and I left Orlando 4 years ago, and this night is still continuing on, which makes me incredibly happy.
And you still visit, I notice, every year or so.
Every time I'm in town.
And you're in Seattle right now.
I am.
So, all right, well, cool. All right, let's see. Okay, name some of your favorite acts or props. What would you say, if any favorites, if there is favorites?
Well, of course, my favorites are some of the Sideshow's major staples of sword swallowing, fire eating. I really like the blockhead act. It's a very simple one, but it's very grabbing to the audience. I do like all the sideshow acts, or I wouldn't perform them all. Mm-hmm. There are several sideshow acts that I don't perform because I don't particularly like them. But I stick to the ones that I'm good at, and I'm sticking to ones that are going to perpetuate what I'm going to do with my new partner, Kate Noir.
Okay, all right. So there's chemistry with that, and that's cool, okay.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of chemistry, and I'm really excited about this new show that we're putting together. We've called ourselves the Twisted Noir Affair.
Interesting, okay.
And it's a great collaboration between the two people and creating a good dichotomy of characters.
Okay, cool, all right. Have you ever had any close calls, would you say, if you don't mind me asking?
Several, actually.
Yeah, any specific props?
Very early on in my sideshow career, I was learning how to eat fire and breathe fire, and I was told very specifically what fuels to use and what not to use. Unfortunately, I didn't listen, so one day I came home inebriated, and then I decided to try fire breathing, and I used it with a wrong chemical and sustained second-degree burns all across my face.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I can't tell right now. So
Well, I took care of myself very well.
a lot of aloe and other.
Psychic healing. I went
Psychic
through
healing.
all the 9 yards. I also had a few close calls with sword swallowing, but I was able to pull through.
Quite. Excuse the pun. But.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. All right.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Do you perform at any specific venues on a regular basis? I know you're up in Seattle right now, but any venues you want to worth mentioning, or?
Currently, I'm in the process of deconstructing myself as a performer, so I'm not
Okay.
taking on any more gigs until I figure out my new show. I've taken on some subtle ones just to practice with my new partner. Morgan Presents has been a huge influence in booking me and helping me out. Morgan is a promoter / performer in Seattle who's amazing and is very noteworthy. I've also been just recently contacted to possibly be a guest spot in Convergence this year, which is a huge major goth festival every year, but this year it's in Hollywood. And I've been contacted to do it, but there's no confirmation.
California, Hollywood?
California.
Okay. Oh, the big Hollywood. Okay, good. All right. Wow, man. Well, that seems like you have a lot on the horizon there.
I do.
You're transforming yourself, it sounds like.
Reinventing. I'm very much
Reinventing.
reinventing myself. I took a good long look at myself and realized I can do better than this.
So
And
you
if I was going to do better, I was going to need help. And I've looked out to getting help, and I've got a great manager, I've got a great partner, and I've got a great support system.
Well, good, man. It is teamwork, I know.
Absolutely.
So, all right, just a few more questions. Do you have any advice for any other sideshow acts or style performers out there that might be just starting out? That don't step on any toes, I mean.
Seek mentorship.
Seek mentorship?
What
Okay.
we do is incredibly dangerous. Please do not try to teach yourself.
So
You can find a lot of stuff on YouTube, but nothing compares to actual one-on-one with an actual performer who knows what they're doing. One thing that I'm doing in Seattle is that I'm teaching some of the things that I do. I'm teaching fire classes. I'm currently going through my second sword swallowing student.
Okay. Oh, really? So you do mentor yourself?
I do. Because one thing that I want to do with this craft is I want to perpetuate it. And I want to perpetuate it to people who are going to take this craft to another level and teach it themselves. I don't want to teach someone who wants to learn this as a party trick. I want to teach someone who wants to learn this and going to take it somewhere in the future.
So you see the professionalism and the beauty of this art. It's not a joke to you. This is serious.
This is not a joke. This is dangerous stuff that I am doing, that I am taking. I could die anytime that I go on stage.
It takes a passion. I gotta say. All right. Last question. Is there any upcoming events you'd like to share at all, or anything
Well,
specific?
unfortunately, I am in Seattle, so all my events are far away. I don't have anything major lined up because I am currently reinventing myself. But my current up-and-coming show with Kate Noir, the Twist Noir Affair, we have a great idea. We're going to do an entire theatrical black and white 1930s silent film storytelling of how we met. And then we're going to put sideshow into all of that. So we're taking out of from where I was and bringing it up into more of a product, more of a sellable show.
Do you ever see yourself touring as that?
Absolutely.
Like that? Across the country? Or?
We are going to tour, but that's in the baby steps. We're going to get our act down first, and then we're going to talk about perpetuating ourselves into the mainstream national.
Okay, man. Well, thanks for your time. Is there any Facebook or any website or anything you might be setting up for that?
I would just say look to the A Twisted Noir Affair on Facebook.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for your time, Twisted.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you.
it, brother.
Appreciate it.
This is AJ Hege. Out.